Hey everyone, it's Richard Payne here from Halifax Homes Lifestyles, Keller Williams Select Realty, waiting to give you the stats for February 2019 because it is 5th of March and we want to see exactly what's going on so that we can get you the stats so that from a buying and a selling point of view, you're a little bit more educated, you understand the market a little bit more, and therefore you can make the right decisions. So here it is, coming right up. Hey everyone, so the question is, how did February go compared to January? Now that we are on the 5th of March, we want to know what happened in February because that gives us an idea as to how winter is kind of shaping up. Ton of white stuff around right now because we're on the 5th of March, but it's certainly been a good real estate market. So when we look at the stats, so headline numbers, $310,000 average selling price, $311,000 this time last year. So pretty much the same for that compared to last year. 64 days on market, 87 days on market last year. So there's your first clue as to what's going on in our real estate market right now, is that houses are selling quicker. Now, we sold 297 properties. We have 1,634 actives for sale. Do the math on that, we get 5.5 months of inventory. So right at the very start of a balanced market. Now, February 2018, that number was 6.6. And that's where last year we really started to see the shift and the market really started to become a much, much better market than we've ever seen in Halifax for certainly the 7 years I've been a realtor. But it's still continuing. It has not stopped. It is still staying the same way. So when we look at list to sell price, 97.6%, and that's what's staying the same. So our average prices, our sale to list price ratio is staying about the same. The major difference is that we are lower inventory and houses selling a little bit quicker. Now, when we look at the sale to new listing ratio, so how many sold compared to how many were listed, that was at 66%. So roughly 2/3. 3 houses come on the market, 2 houses sell. That's pretty good as well. I'll take that any day of the week. But top markets, let's have a quick look at these. So number one in the top market is Sackville, Lower Sackville. Average selling price $221,000. 65 days on market, 29 homes sold, 3.2 months of inventory. Seller's market, absolutely seller's market. Also the first time home buyers market. So maybe that gives you a clue as to the people that are buying in that area, which funnily enough will allow areas number 2 and areas number 3 to actually show good performance. So back in the top 3 is Bedford, number 2. Now I actually had a little bit of a dig into this because 26 houses were sold. We have 6.5 months of inventory on the market. 101 days on market, so a little bit longer. Average selling price $463,000. So that's the reason why that's a market that's taken a little bit longer to sell, maybe, is because higher prices. But 1/3 of those 26 properties were brand new houses that were sold. So it tells you that still, yeah, the resale market is still strong there, but when 1/3 of the houses are actually brand new houses, that's really what's driving the market in Bedford area. The third area is actually, normally this is like Timberley, Upper Tantallon area, not the case. It's actually the Fairmount, Clayton Park, Rockingham area. 24 homes sold, 127 on the market, gives us 5.3 months average, 62 days on market. But here's the interesting thing, $404,000 average selling price. So, funnily enough, I dug into those as well. Now, there are some new builds that are in that particular property area as well. So, Transom and Fleetview and Bosun are all actually classed for some reason as Rockingham. Now, I would argue they're a little bit more of a Bedford because they're just off, if you know that area, off the Larry Utek Boulevard, which is basically an area to the left-hand side of that is where all of the new houses that are not Parks of Bedford West, which is in Bedford, is actually classed. So that's certainly what's driving that. And I think when we had a look at that, around about 7 out of the 24, so again, 1/3, were in the new build. So that has given me an idea as to why that area is actually showing up in the top 3, because it never used to before. So that's what's going on there. But a good average selling price of $404,000. I think the new builds were in the $450 to $500 range. So there's still some resale markets that are going on there. But that's basically what's going on for the month of February. It's just a really good market. Like, it's really, I mean, I should say I'm not surprised anymore because it's been like this for well over a year now. And from what I can see with the properties coming on, with the buyers that are moving in, it's not really going to change in the next 6 to 8 months, definitely. So when you look at this at 5.5 months, we're doing really well. We're beating last year's number, which is February 2018. And, you know, our real estate market here doesn't change too much, so it can stay very similar from one to the other. And, you know, we're actually beating last year, but the same kind of a trend. And that's the key takeaway. Price it well, make sure it looks good, clear the snow from the driveway so that people can show the property. We've had that a couple of times. But we're seeing houses that weren't selling last year actually selling this year. So overall, it's a good real estate market here in Halifax. And if you have any questions, details are coming up as well as down below. You know how to get hold of me. Let's see how we can help.